The question of whether the American aerospace giant Boeing could eventually return to the Russian market goes far beyond a simple commercial discussion because it touches geopolitics, industrial capability, airline economics, and long-term aviation strategy. Altitude Addicts, the YouTube channel bringing you this analysis, explores how these layers interact in a rapidly changing aviation environment. Ivan Lazan, director of the Sonar 2050 Analytical Bureau, has argued that a potential return could be beneficial because maintaining the current fleet is becoming increasingly difficult due to supply constraints and sanctions. At the same time, Altitude Addicts explains that domestic aircraft programs such as the MC-21, SJ-100, and 2214 would likely continue unaffected because they occupy different operational roles. This perspective reflects a broader debate unfolding across the aviation sector about how to balance the long-standing goal of technological sovereignty with the practical realities of cooperating with foreign manufacturers. It is also important to note that discussion here focuses on Boeing because European manufacturers remain outside the conversation due to political restrictions. Looking back to the period after early 2022, the operational landscape for airlines changed dramatically when Western manufacturers suspended support, including spare parts supply, maintenance assistance, and engineering services. Modern aircraft depend heavily on continuous manufacturer backing for software updates, regulatory compliance, and safe operations. In response, airlines adopted multiple strategies such as cannibalizing grounded aircraft, expanding domestic maintenance capabilities, sourcing parts through parallel channels, and accelerating localization efforts. However, Altitude Addicts notes that these measures are largely temporary and introduce higher costs and operational complexity over time. As supply uncertainties persist, airlines must carefully balance safety requirements, regulatory obligations, and financial pressures while keeping aircraft in service. This is why maintaining large fleets without original manufacturer support becomes progressively more challenging. Historically, Boeing aircraft have played a major role in airline fleets, with estimates suggesting that roughly 37 to 40% of foreign aircraft in service belong to Boeing models. This significant share reflects decades of integration into operational systems, training programs, and maintenance infrastructure. Aircraft, such as the Boeing 737 and Boeing 777, have formed the backbone of many domestic and international routes because of fuel efficiency, reliability, and global support networks. Replacing or reducing dependence on these platforms is therefore neither quick nor inexpensive. Turning to domestic aircraft programs, projects like the MC-21, SJ-100, and 2214 represent a strategic push toward import substitution and technological independence. These aircraft are primarily designed for narrow-body operations and do not directly replace wide-body capabilities. The MC-21 aims to compete with modern single-aisle aircraft through advanced composite wings and efficient aerodynamics, while the SJ-100 focuses on regional connectivity with localized components. The Tu-214, based on an older platform, has been reintroduced to help fill capacity gaps. Altitude Addicts emphasizes that scaling production, achieving certification milestones, and localizing supply chains remain complex tasks that require time and sustained investment. Meeting national demand will likely take years rather than months. A particularly important issue is the wide-body segment, where there is currently no modern domestically produced aircraft in large-scale serial production. The Il-96, often described as the last Soviet-era wide-body, requires extensive modernization, including potential engine changes from 4 engines to a more efficient twin-engine configuration. Developing or upgrading a long-haul aircraft demands skilled personnel, funding, and long development timelines, while airlines still need immediate capacity for international routes and cargo operations. This creates a structural gap in the market. Even as narrow-body production accelerates, long-distance operations remain dependent on existing fleets, many of which are Western-built aircraft. Altitude Addicts highlights that bridging this gap is one of the central challenges facing the sector. From an economic perspective, airline decisions are driven primarily by operational realities, such as aircraft availability, fuel efficiency, maintenance costs, and route demand, rather than ideology. Renewed cooperation with Boeing could reduce maintenance pressures and extend fleet usability. Such cooperation would not necessarily undermine domestic manufacturing, but could serve as a transitional buffer, allowing local programs to mature without disrupting airline operations. Historical examples show that countries often combine domestic development with selective imports during industrial transitions. Boeing itself could also gain from renewed engagement because maintaining access to diverse markets helps stabilize long-term order books and supply chains. Russia's vast geography means air travel demand remains substantial despite market challenges. Maintenance support, spare parts supply, and service contracts for existing fleets represent significant revenue streams that could make re-entry commercially attractive. Altitude Addicts notes that these services often generate steady income beyond aircraft sales. Nevertheless, geopolitical realities present major obstacles because sanctions, export controls, and political tensions complicate any potential cooperation. Changes would likely require broader diplomatic adjustments and regulatory approvals. Even if political conditions improved, rebuilding trust, re-establishing supply chains, and reassessing risk by insurers and regulators would take considerable time. Airlines would also need to renegotiate agreements and update operational frameworks. A key argument emerging from this discussion is that foreign and domestic aircraft could coexist rather than compete directly, forming a layered industrial strategy. Domestic aircraft could dominate regional and medium-haul routes, while selective use of foreign wide-bodies maintains long-haul connectivity. Such mixed fleet strategies are common globally as countries balance economic efficiency with industrial development goals. Altitude Addicts points out that diversification often improves resilience. On a broader scale, the global aviation market itself is evolving as new manufacturers emerge and geopolitical alignments shift, challenging the traditional dominance of established producers. This trend suggests a more multipolar industry landscape. In that context, any renewed engagement between Boeing and Russia could reflect wider changes in global aerospace relationships rather than a simple bilateral decision. Cooperation and competition may continue simultaneously. Ultimately, the debate highlights the tension between operational necessity and long-term strategic autonomy, because maintaining a large modern fleet without manufacturer support is inherently difficult, while domestic programs require time to scale. Pragmatic solutions often emerge in industries where safety and continuity are paramount. From one perspective, limited cooperation could ease immediate operational pressures without compromising long-term industrial ambitions, while from another perspective, it could offer Boeing market diversification amid global uncertainties. Altitude Addicts underscores that aviation decisions frequently involve navigating such trade-offs. In conclusion, the question of Boeing's potential return is less about choosing between domestic and foreign aircraft, and more about managing a complex transition in a changing geopolitical and economic environment. As the aviation sector continues to adapt, the balance between resilience, independence, and practical collaboration will remain central to future strategy. If you liked the video, please subscribe, share, and like. Also, please take the membership of Altitude Addicts to encourage us.